Hello, and welcome back to Mythkeepers. We are your hosts. I'm Zach, and joining me, as always, he appears to be tangled in a Alicent orgy. It is Scotty Westside.
Hell yeah, dude.
How do you always find yourself in those
You know
predicaments?
what? It's a gift. It's an absolute gift that I cannot divulge the secrets of. We can't all get in those Alicent orgies, you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. Welcome back to Mythkeepers. If you're new here, we're talking about House of the Dragon
Hell yeah.
every week after it airs, telling you guys our thoughts as non-book readers, but A Song of Ice and Fire book readers and lovers, and Game of Thrones lovers as well. Man, I feel like we have a lot to talk about today.
I feel like we do as well. This is Season 2, Episode 4, A Dance of Dragons. And boy, do we get some dragons in this episode, Zachy boy.
By the way, I have to say, production-wise, just in case it is wrong, although I'm pretty sure it's not. This name was pulled, the name of the episode was pulled off of IMDb.
Okay.
It has not, as of recording this, been released on HBO.
Okay.
So I am assuming it's right.
I would hope so. I feel like that is appropriate for this episode.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, it definitely is.
It's a little bit more of exciting of a name than a burning mill or whatever the fuck it was last week.
Well,
yeah, listen,
you know, that mill was
real exciting.
I did learn that the Battle of the Burning Mill is like a pretty famed battle. Mm-hmm. I've seen like some book readers talking about it.
Oh, sure.
So they were excited about that.
Well, good for
but
them.
You're right. I mean, it wasn't really a big part of the episode.
We didn't really see the battle is the whole thing.
Right.
Which, listen, they saved their budget for this episode. You know what I'm saying?
They really did.
They really did.
Yeah, man. We are starting this episode off with my boy Daemon.
Mm-hmm.
And he's having some weird Harrenhal horror, hippy-dippy, trippy-whippy fucking...
Daemon's having a time. He's going through some things in Harrenhal. Listen, it's not cursed for nothing, you know? Like, that's not just like Scooby-Doo curse, you know? That's a legit-ass curse, I feel like, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He's having some Scooby-Doo adventures for sure, though.
Yeah, and it's weird because like I keep wondering, like, is this a depiction of like the actual, you know, quote, curse of Harrenhal?
Right.
Is this
Daemon having weird Targaryen madness happening to him?
Yes. Is it that? And then also with our encounter with who we learn is Alice Rivers, I kind of feel like she might have something to do with this.
It's possible. He does call her a witch, but that
call her a witch.
That could just be like, oh, you're a woman and you're fiddling with potions and herbs and shit, like, you know.
But she was also the one that told Daemon you're gonna die in this.
Well, that was in a dream, though.
Well,
Rhaenyra's head talked to him in a dream, so I don't think we can fully just like take Daemon's dreams at face value.
It's a little convenient, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
I feel like she might have something to do with it.
I feel like
That's what I'm
maybe she has some weird curse shit going on with her as well. So she
might be an owl.
She might be a barn owl. So maybe she just sees a kindred. I got like she sees a kindred spirit in Daemon kind of vibe.
Hey, we're both fucked.
Hey, we're both cursed or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. Well, maybe it is her doing, because the dude just drank whatever she gave him and just woke up in a council meeting, more or less. It's just
and he's like, I'm sorry, who are you?
He literally wakes up and is like,
when have I seen you?
Wait, I can't hear.
Shit. Well, what'd
you do?
That's bad. You know what? That might be a Skype setting. I will refrain from the soundboard for this episode because I think you won't be able to hear it.
Okay.
So sorry. Sorry, big soundboard.
Or
fans.
Will it be on?
It will. I should be on.
Will it be? So I will just have no idea. That could also be funny.
I don't know. We'll see. Maybe if I really, without your reaction to it, it might not be as funny.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, anyway, Daemon going through some shit. I feel like I was partially right last episode. We kind of discussed, is he trying to make a play for the throne, or is he just being kind of a petty dick when he made Strong call him Your Grace?
Right.
It seems to lean more towards he's trying to make a play here in this episode.
Well, you very well may be right. And I was also watching this. I was like, oh, hey, like Scott wondered the same thing.
Right.
To me, I think it was just that other people are actually voicing, hey, is this what you're trying to do? Or like what is happening with you?
And
what's your plan?
It certainly could be a little bit of both. But specifically when like Rhaenyra in his dream is like, you made me and you're trying to destroy me, or whatever it was she said.
Yes.
It's like, oh, he has at the very least thought of that idea of making a play here.
Certainly.
And he's not the only one that's trying to make a play, and, maybe make a play for the throne themselves amongst allies. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
I think I'm going to say this up top, Scott.
Uh-huh.
I have a feeling you might feel similarly, but
okay.
Obviously, there's a very big sequence at the end of this episode that I'm sure we're going to spend a lot of time with. But even just leading up to that, I really liked and appreciated like so many of the character moments in this episode. I was like truly enamored from the beginning to the end of this episode.
Before we ever got to the big final sequence, I thought to myself, oh, this is a much better episode. Than what we've had the last couple weeks. All the interactions, all the scenes, all the character moments were hitting and were like meaningful and impactful.
Yes.
Whereas the last couple, I have just felt spinning of wheels, so to speak.
Yeah. And I think another thing, I had this thought while I was watching, and I want to preface that I do not view the last few episodes nearly as negatively as you do. Mm-hmm. But I will admit that there was some moments that felt maybe just a little soft, and maybe I was wanting a bit more. But this episode started, and I immediately felt a sense of urgency.
Yes.
And I don't think that I had voiced this or really thought this in the last few episodes, but I think that's what they were missing.
I agree. I would definitely agree.
Man, the sense of urgency that I can feel even in the quiet moments, I'm like, you guys have got to figure this out. Like, it is really, really getting to its boiling point
for sure
between a lot of characters.
Yes, no,
so I really, really appreciated that.
Absolutely. What did you have anything more to say about Daemon in Harrenhal?
I wanted to call out Daemon meets with the grandson. I didn't catch his first name.
I didn't either.
The grandson of Grover Tully. Who will be the Lord of the Riverlands
when his grandfather dies.
Yes. But man, the way that Daemon is like, okay, well then are you gonna call your arms? And he's like, well, my grandfather's still alive? And he's like, yeah. He's like, well, no. And he's like, then you're literally of no use to me. Like, why am I fucking wasting my time with you? Poor kid, dude. Just gets fucking walked on,
Daemon literally tells him to kill his grandfather, by the way, also. And the kid's just like, I love him. He raised me after my father died. Like, what the hell, bro?
Yeah,
there's so much. I feel like there's so much. I don't know if this is me reading into it so much because I don't know what else to do when Daemon's on screen, but I feel like so much like little hints and symbolism that could be going on with him. Like, he sees a random black goat standing around in Harrenhal, and I'm like, is that symbolic of something? What's going on with that goat? What's that goat about?
Dude, that's such a testament to the vibe that they accomplished with Harrenhal, dude.
The vibe is immaculate.
Oh.
There's also so many shots of his sword on the table. Like his sword gets almost as much as specific screen time as he does. It's very I know it's a very special like Dark Sister, very special Valyrian steel sword, but something hit me in a lot of the way the shots were framed, where it's like his sword is like front and center on the table in front of him. And I don't know. There's a lot of weird stuff going on with Daemon. And I will say I am very intrigued. Like, I think everyone knows I've been very clear is that I've been on a bit of a roller coaster ride with Daemon. I like him. I dislike him. He's here and there. He's a loose cannon. But I have been like, when he's on screen, when things are happening with him, I'm pretty intrigued, I gotta say.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
overall. So
Yeah, I mean, Matt Smith he has incredible charisma, and it's hard to not just be interested in what he's doing with this character. But then you add, all the layers of what Daemon brings. It's yeah, man, I agree. It's very fun to watch.
I will say I found myself missing Supercuts Daemon a lot. I do not like him with the long hair. Like,
you don't?
No. I preferred him when he was rocking the Supercuts.
I think I've just kind of accepted it. Yeah. But Supercuts Damon did kind of go.
Supercuts Damon hit different.
He did kind of go.
All right, then what happens next?
Yeah, really the last thing I wanted to point out is that the witch chick, the one that he interacts with, we get her name. It is Alice Rivers.
Right.
I'm telling you, Scott, she's going to be important for some reason.
No way, really? That's really going out on a limb there.
No,
pal.
but like I think she's going to be a big deal, man.
Maybe
like I don't know, whatever. I could be totally reading into things. Okay. I didn't actually take like line by line notes on this part, but my note in all caps is I couldn't quite place why, but Alan, or I couldn't quite place why in previous episodes, but Alan is 100% Corlys's bastard
100%.
confirmed.
Yes, Alan is definitely Corlys's bastard.
1,000.
Yes.
So isn't Adam? That, I guess I could totally be mistaken and just like for some reason making this connection, but isn't Adam Allen's brother?
I thought they said that specifically, like when they met and they were talking about the stew and stuff like that. What
Wait,
in the hell is that? What is happening? That's you. You're doing a Skype thing, brother. This is what have you? Is this some weird? Can I do that? Do I have that power?
I don't know.
Have that power. What did you install on Skype, my dude?
Listen, man,
that's amazing. Shit.
Anyway,
the audio only listeners are very confused right now.
Yeah. It's okay.
I thought specifically that's what he said when they were talking about going home and eating stew, that they were like brothers. I thought he called him like my brother or something like that.
So if they are, then that,
I mean, they could be half brothers, but
either way.
Yeah.
That could lean farther into my idea that Adam will claim, what dragon was it?
I can't. It was Viserys'
I think it was
dragon.
Laenor's dragon.
No, it could have been. Yeah, I can't remember.
I think it was.
No, you're right. It was Laenor's dragon.
Sea smoke.
Yeah.
So if that's the case,
well,
I mean,
yes, because
I don't know that they have to be Valarians.
I feel like they have to have
a bloodline.
Yeah, bloodline of old Valyria. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I feel like we've got way more focus on Alan this season. Like, shouldn't he be the one that gets a dragon?
Well,
if we're so much focused on him, yeah.
There's multiple unclaimed dragons.
That's true.
Scott.
That's true.
Anyway,
this was a big red flag very early in the episode when we get this scene between the two of them. I was like, I suddenly don't feel great for Rhaenys. Right now.
Oh my
God. And then
God.
the second she was like, let me go, I was like, I was already crying.
I can't remember if I said on the podcast last week that I think that she'll be next to die. I was definitely talking.
I don't remember if you said that.
I was definitely talking to Amanda and our friends who have been coming over to watch the episodes with us that she's my first like wartime death prediction.
Yeah. I 100% like knew like my one small hope was like her dragon's definitely dying. Maybe she'll somehow survive. Like her dragon will like, go, but she'll somehow like fall into the sea and survive or something like that.
Sure.
But yeah. Anyway, this right away, I was like, already alarm bells were going off in this early scene between her and Corlys. And then also we get this. I'm kind of jumping ahead here, but the council, they say specifically she was not named Hand. Someone in the Discord mentioned that they saw a like Hand of the Queen badge on Rhaenys
I
at
will
some
take
point.
responsibility for that.
Okay, that was you. Way to go.
I saw that.
You're an idiot.
But I think some of our people in the Discord maybe saw the same thing I did, but it was proved to be fake.
Okay.
She's not the Hand of the Queen.
Yeah, obviously they say that specifically
right.
here, so.
Which is also kind of interesting. Like, why hasn't Rhaenyra named a hand?
That's a great question, and like reason number 5,000 why I'm just so out on Rhaenyra. She's just letting. She does not have a handle on anything.
No,
not even her own goddamn son. Like
it's, yeah.
She her side. I think someone on her small council said the words like rudderless. This council is rudderless, and I'm like, yeah. That's whose fault is that, Rhaenyra? What are you doing?
Yeah. Yes, I agree, and I feel like it's important to say. Well, maybe I am more cautious of these things than you are. Rhaenyra is still interesting. She's just not doing a good job as queen.
Yeah, listen.
Like, I just feel like sometimes people on the internet hear shit like that, and they're like, "Oh, what the fuck do you have against her?"
Listen, the Greens are just as disorganized. I think that's where people get hung up on this stuff, is that they are so focused on picking a side that they can't criticize the side that they like. You know what I'm saying? Like,
are we talking about current day politics? What is happening
listen,
here?
No, never, never will I ever talk about that. But no, yeah, listen, it's just like both sides are in disarray. The blacks, I feel like, way more so, though. Like, at least Aemon and Cole kind of have a handle on what's going on.
Yes.
There is no one in the blacks that has any fucking clue what they're doing. Like, no one. Jace is trying, bless his little heart. Love me some Jace.
I do like Jace a lot.
But Rhaenyra is running off in the middle of the night, telling no one, not naming a hand for how long has it been now?
Yeah, I don't know how we haven't. Well, I guess I had assumed that Rhaenys was hand.
Yeah. I just don't know how you haven't addressed that yet. And like, listen, I get what you were trying to do with meeting with Alicent. You want to avoid war and bloodshed, but also still just not a good move, I gotta say, all the way around.
Yeah.
And yeah, she didn't do much in this episode to really win me back. I guess at the very least, she finally is like, it has come to war and I will, press my claim, win my claim or die trying kind of thing.
Right.
So at the very least, I have to give her that. But she's still in just like such disarray. Like her own son is like calling her out in front of her council. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Where were you?
Yeah.
And it's just not
a good look.
It's not a good look. Exactly. The optics are not great.
So we'll catch back up to that scene. A couple things I want to talk about before there. So Alicent, she orders herself some
moon tea.
Plan B tea.
Yep.
Or Plan T. Did we make that joke last season?
We don't have
any
original jokes. We should
Yeah, we don't. Truly. She then, I love to see this. She then asks the Maester if he believes that Viserys wanted Aegon to succeed him.
Yes.
Showing and showcasing that she is doubtful.
Yeah.
And afraid of her mistake. And it's just, could it have been okay to not see that? Yes. But does it make this show more believable and humanize a lot of these characters and give us like a clear lens into like what they're dealing with? Absolutely yes. And this is what I mentioned earlier in our conversation, is that I love the time that it took with some of these slower moments. They were just very rich with insight into these characters. It was great.
Without fail, like I enjoyed it, all of them. The slower moments, the quieter character moments. We did have the discussion, you and I argued a little bit last week about like what the read we were supposed to take away from the Alicent Rhaenyra scene was, like whether Alicent believed her and felt like, oh shit, did I fuck up? Or if she was just like, no, Rhaenyra, you're trying to lie to me again. And I think at the end of the day, I very certainly could have been wrong, had the wrong read on that. But at the end of the day, I don't really think it matters. I think either way, she could certainly be having these doubts now, like after the fact, thinking it over.
Right.
I think that's only natural. And to her point, what she told her Nara at the end of that was just like, it's too late. Like, whether I was mistaken or not, we're not stopping this. Nothing you and I can do can stop this.
Yeah,
so.
the ball is rolling.
Yes,
and we don't have the strength to stop it. Basically,
exactly.
So yeah, good scene, good peek into what Alicent is dealing with.
Should we touch on her and Larys scene real quick here while we're at it?
Yes, because Larys comes in.
Yeah.
And sees the
Alicent,
tea.
you got to put that cup away, girl. Come on.
Dude.
Listen, I know you've got a lot on your mind. I also love how she tells Larys, like, he's like, you have not been yourself, my queen. And she's like, look, bitch, my husband died like 2 weeks ago, and then my grandson died, and fucking we're at war. There's kind of a lot of shit going on. So I apologize if I've not been myself. And I'm like, that's great stuff from Alicent. I'm here for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
While he's over there being a creeper. At least he didn't, make her show him her feet again.
I don't think he's really in a position to, not that he's in a lesser position, but like, that's not their relationship anymore.
Probably not. You're probably right.
Like she doesn't have leverage to use him anymore.
True. It was just part of me that was thinking about that. I was like, is he going to do it again? Is he going to continue to be a creepo?
No, but that fucker definitely got off knowing that she's fucking.
Oh, for sure. 100%. Absolutely.
What does he say? Something about like...
You must miss him or something like that about like, Kristen?
Well, yeah. I mean, he was obviously giving that implication, but he also says something about like not suppressing your desires, or I don't like something like that.
Fucking Larry, that dude. What a creep.
Larry.
Oh, Lair. All right, what else happens?
So okay, here we go. So Aegon, I'm sorry. We get the cut of Kristen Cole putting people to the sword.
Oh, right. Some great shots here, by the way, just visually.
Yes, dude. Yeah. Fuck yes, man.
Their location scouting is always been so good. Both shows, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, this place just looks cool as hell.
I watched a video of he was a content creator who does a lot of like Game of Thrones and now House of the Dragon stuff. And he was comparing like, oh, which one is better? And he's like, well, everybody can just like fuck off with that. Like, like they're both incredible for their own reasons, but also like if you want to be purely objective about it, like there's 15 years of experience between season 1 of Game of Thrones to now.
Sure.
And they know what they're doing now.
Absolutely.
Like period. Like the shots are beautiful. They know how to shoot these massive scale.
They also have probably 3 times the budget of season 1 of Game of Thrones. Are you kidding me? Versus season 1 and 2 of this.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, sorry, that was a sidebar.
No, that's fine.
So yeah, Kristen Cole putting people to the sword, join or die, basically.
He's got a new epithet. Kingmaker, Kristen Cole.
I think that's a good name.
I'd take that. It's better than Kingslayer, that's for sure.
I mean, both are cool.
Yeah, no, both are cool. People just, Kingslayer has a very negative connotation to it.
Kingmaker is cool, man.
It's good.
It's almost like a little bit. I was like, Kristen Cole kind of is fucking right now. Like he's kind of doing things.
Like I was like during this scene, I was like, you know what? Everyone loves to hate on Kristen Cole. Like I feel like that is from when I have seen, the one thing the internet is universally agreed upon that watches the show is that everyone hates Kristen Cole.
Right.
I kind of love him. Not that he's not just an absolute scum douchebag. He 100% is.
Sure.
But dude is getting shit done. Like, dude is absolutely getting shit done.
He is playing his utility very well.
100%.
Like, yeah.
He has his role on this show, and he is fulfilling it beautifully.
Yeah. For the in-world role that he plays, great.
Yes.
He's doing a good job, especially now that he's actually on this campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the viewer, for the role that he has to the viewer, also AC.
Yes.
So,
excellent.
yeah. Does he suck ass? Yes.
100%.
But is he fun?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. 100%.
Okay, so then we cut to Aegon's council scene, which is great.
Yeah, for sure. God,
Aegon's council scene is a lot of fun.
I'm gonna fucking miss characters, man.
We'll talk about that because I have some thoughts on that.
Okay, interesting.
So I really loved this dynamic of Aegon kind of being like challenged by everybody about kind of like what's happening with Harrenhal and like the decision to go to Rook's Rest instead.
Right.
Which, by the way, sick fucking name for a castle, Rook's Rest.
Yeah, it's good.
And then he has this like very intense High Valyrian showdown with Aemond.
I love any time Targaryens need to have a difficult conversation. They're just like go into like Rhaenyra and Daemon used to do that a lot.
Yes.
Where they would just go into High Valyrian, you know.
See, this reminds me of when I was a kid. So I am Hispanic. My mom speaks fluent Spanish. Most of my family speaks fluent Spanish. And I can kind of understand it now as an adult. But when I was a kid, if my mom didn't want me to know what the fuck she was talking about, she would talk to whoever she's talking to in Spanish.
And then she would hit you with her chancla, right?
And then dude, the aim, bro. The aim, man.
I fucking love that.
Across the room, dude.
So funny.
Yeah, it's wild. So yes, I really like this. And I kind of loved that Aegon sucks at speaking High Valyrian.
His ass sucks at High Valyrian. He can't do it.
He's so bad at it. Yeah. You think he fell asleep in some classes, maybe?
1,000%. 1,000%. Aegon's ass was like drinking and whoring the night before he was supposed to be learning High Valyrian.
Yeah, 1,000%. But yeah, so the plan here is that they're giving the blacks the all reach around.
Yes.
Everybody thinks they're going over to Harrenhal, and they
which
said,
is what
you know
all us as the show viewers also thought, like, oh, big showdown at Harrenhal, which could still happen for sure, but
sure, yeah, I'm sure it will. Yeah. But yeah, they gave him the all reach around. They're going to Rook's Rest instead.
And they got a little sneaky like double reach around trap too set up. We find out about later.
Explain the oh yes, yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about. Yes. And the goal here is like, hey, this specific battle isn't necessarily going to win us the war, but it is going to continue to leave Rhaenyra's council in disarray. Right. It is the seat of I don't know his name, but one of the people on her small council. Yeah. It's a great plan.
Yeah.
It's a great plan, and it doesn't mean they can't also capture Harrenhal. It just means that they're gonna fuck with Rhaenyra first.
Right. And they also mention the idea of like kind of letting Daemon slowly lose his mind and get cursed, I guess, in Harrenhal. It's like, listen, that fucker, let him stew in Harrenhal for a bit. You need
those fuckers watched last episode.
Like, we need to let Daemon braise for at least 3 hours before we cook him, you know, the rest of the way. So
Yep. Okay. Let's see here. So, okay, more magic stuff back in Harrenhal.
Oh, we kind of already went over this, didn't we?
Oh, that's right. We jumped ahead when we were talking about yeah, okay, I'll skip that.
More magic stuff. Was that your note? Just more magic stuff?
Okay, you want me to read this, bitch?
Yes,
more magic stuff, period. Alice Rivers, period.
Hell yeah.
Oh, this chick is 100% aware or behind the strange magic or visions. Daemon meets with the Blackwoods. He's a young Blackwood who made an offer for Rhaenyra's hand. Oh yeah, we didn't mention this.
Oh yeah.
This is the kid.
This is kind of interesting. Yeah. Who killed the other guy, right? And then threw up.
Killed the Bracken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for him.
So he grew up. Yeah, good for that guy.
Real quick, back to
living.
Alice Rivers for a second.
Mhm.
Was that like blood or like cranberry juice that she was
that's
licking off her
100%
fingers?
Like,
I really hope that was cranberry juice.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't, but okay.
No, she was just making herself a nice smoothie. Let me think that and believe that. All right.
Okay, this next conversation, Aegon, Alicent.
This might be my favorite scene.
This is so good.
It was amazing.
Dude.
It was so
good.
fucking good. Alicent is so over tact at this point. I feel like she already like has had to dance around with like Larys and the hot Grand Maester this episode, and now she's here with her son, and she's just like she holds nothing back basically.
Yeah, so she is in Aegon's room looking for old books because she wants to try and read up on. She wants to try and find any text about Aegon's dream or the Song of Ice and Fire. And
those
Aegon,
fucking idiot Kingsguard bumping into each other on the way out, by the way, was amazing.
Love that Aemon called him out on that, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, you were busy, man. You were fucking busy stroking your boys off over here, dude.
Yes, that was very good.
I was handling some real shit.
Aemond, goddamn, Aemond needed some fucking wins this episode. His performance this season has been real dismal. Boy, did he ever get some wins. So.
Yeah. Can I get some W's in the chat?
Can I get some W's in Aemond?
Okay, so Aegon walks in. He's pissed off about the interaction that he just had with his council, with Aemon kind of showing him up.
Oh, also I think this was the second council. He was just bored with them and he stormed out, right? Because Aemon is gone at this point, I think. There were two council scenes.
You may be right.
I think
you may be right. Yes, this is the one. Yeah, you're right. He's bored.
He's spinning his cool little ball.
And he walks in the room and he's like, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing here?"
Yeah.
Alicent says, "Where are your father's books?" And
then just lets his ass have it.
Yeah, pretty much like, dude. Oh well, he starts bitching. And she's like, dude.
Well, see, here's what I was like, because first she's like, she's like kind and sweet to him at first. She's like, "What is wrong, my son?" Something to that effect. And it's like, okay, here it comes. What her and Otto were talking about was here's where she's gonna try and, control him, keep her, be the tender, heart and kind ear for him, and maybe help control him as the king. She did not go that direction at all.
She's like, "Will you for once just shut the fuck up and listen to the people around you?"
She tells him, so I'm paraphrasing, but like, my wildest hope was that you could be half the king your father was. And that one, man, I think that was like, she might as well have like stabbed him in the heart with a fucking knife. Like when she said that, just the look on his face, he was, that hurt him.
Wait, doesn't he put his head down directly after that?
Something like that. Then he also is like, tries to threaten her. And she's like, "Oh, what? You gonna hang your mother like you hung the rat catchers, you dumb asshole?"
Dude.
She is so over it, and I am here for it. I loved it.
Yeah, Alicent definitely won me over here in these scenes as well.
Yes.
But aside from Alicent, I mean, obviously she controlled the scenes. Aegon continues to be the most interesting person in this show.
Shouts to do you remember the actor?
Tom Glencarney.
Shouts to Tom Glencarney. That dude is killing it this season.
Yes. He is. This dude is like, I guarantee this guy is going to break the fuck out.
He is on my radar. 100%. Like,
he's so good.
Yes. I want to see the next thing he's in. 100%.
I'll also say, I've seen a ton of interviews of him, like on their like media tours and stuff, press tours, and the relationship that he has with Fia Saban, who plays Helena, and Ewan Mitchell, who plays Aemond. I adore them together.
Yeah?
They're so fun.
That's fun.
So all three of them, so charismatic. And this motherfucker, Tom Glyn Carney, so much swagger.
Yeah?
Like, this guy is, like, I'm telling you, this guy is going to break out.
Hell yeah.
He's
here
so
for
good.
that.
I love him.
I'm
dude.
here
am a
for
fan.
that. Listen, like, this is exactly what I was talking about with I'm gonna miss it's Miss Aegon. Like, it's so much is just his performance, because
Yes.
like, it's not that I think, and again, this is Paddy Considine all over again. It's not that I think he's like the greatest character in the world. He just has this, you know, like, just this vulnerability and just this, you know, realness to the character, and the performance just brings that out so perfectly.
Yes.
This scene, like we said, Alicent really was, you know, the instigator in the scene and really carrying it, like, you know, with the harsh words, but like his reactions to it was what took the scene to another level for me, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. So he says, well, then what should I do?
Jesus.
And Alicent says, nothing. Like, literally, don't do a fucking thing. Essentially, she's just trying to communicate, like, there are people that are here to rule the kingdom for you who have experience doing this. Like, just soak it in and allow them to do their jobs, because, like, they're good at it.
Yeah. She's like, I ruled in your father's stead for years. Otto Hightower was like a better, you know, ruler and, you know, conciliator than you could ever hope to be, and you banished him. Hey, maybe try doing jack shit and maybe things will get better, basically.
Yes, which is incredibly sound advice, but it's also very coded in her kind of being upset about like her decision to jump the gun with Aegon. Like, I feel like it's very loaded with that.
Right.
So it just makes for a great interaction with a lot of layers. So yeah, love this scene. I'm glad that you loved it as much as I did, man.
It was good. It was real good.
So good. What happens next, Scott?
I do not remember. I was hoping you could tell. Was this the final scene, or
No.
Okay.
So this is so this is when Rhaenyra gets back to her small council meeting, by the way.
We touched on this briefly, but yeah.
We did touch on this, and this is my one issue with this show.
Okay.
Or with this episode, I should say. I'm having like time issues. Maybe it's me, maybe it's confusion.
Okay.
I don't realize how close all this stuff is together. But like it seems like what has been painted so far is that Kristen Cole has kind of just been like going from town to town or from castle to castle, conquering them and like steamrolling and building.
Saying. Yeah.
So like I feel like that would take like a month, maybe
days to weeks at the very least. And how is Rhaenyra not back yet?
How is she not back? And also, when she gets back, she's still in her septa garb. Why?
Yeah,
I don't understand.
I was not putting that together, but you're spot on there. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Dragonstone is extremely close to King's Landing. Like, it is an afternoon boat ride away. Now, I guess you could make the argument of like, oh, maybe she had to hide out and wait for the right moment to get out. I don't know.
But they say that she's only been gone for like 2 days.
Several days, I think is what they say, yeah.
Which, I don't know. So I guess it just was weird to me.
Kristen Cole is still in the Crown Lands. He's not like in the Riverlands. Rook's Rest is still close to Dragonstone, but he took like at least 3 castles, they say. Like, he took Duskendale, he took Rosby, I think they said, and one other.
Are we to believe that it quite literally is like they just walk up and they're like, hey, are you joining up or not?
I think.
And then just continuing walking?
I think the first. Like, you with us? Cool. All right, we'll see you later. That could be. I mean, I think they mentioned like the first couple were taken basically without incident. Then we see the first real battle was the one we saw the aftermath of when he executes that guy. Mm-hmm. But still, you're probably, this is not something to probably quibble over and isn't a big deal.
Sure, yeah. It was an observation. Right. I was like,
yeah.
Wait, this just doesn't make sense. But okay. So Rhaenyra says, they've mistaken my caution for weakness, and I'm paraphrasing, it will be their unmaking, basically. Right. and is basically like, unleash the hounds, unleash the dragons.
Well, unleash one dragon, which that's maybe my other criticism here is like, maybe could have sent a couple. I don't know.
Well, it is. Look, okay, it is difficult because, as Daemon has pointed out, they do have more dragons, but they don't have many dragon riders.
They have 4 in that room. They have Bela, Jace, Rhaenyra, and Rhaenys.
Yeah, should Jace have gone also?
Jace or Bela?
Yes.
I feel like should have gone.
1000%.
Yeah.
Also, if Daemon wasn't doing nothing in Harrenhal, then he could have fucking been there.
He's brazen. You got to let him stew, my guy.
Oh my god. Okay, so Rhaenys,
Low and slow, you know.
That was my nickname in high school.
I was so hoping you would say that.
Rhaenys is a baller. That's really all I need to say about that. She steps up, says it has to be me. I'm the only one with like battle. Meleys is your biggest dragon and the only one that has battle experience. Like a history with battle experience. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, I figured.
Okay.
We see the sick dragon dock briefly again, and that's when they start like overlaying Rhaenyra's and Jace's like conversation.
We get a music and reading up montage is what we get, and I am here for it because it sounded great.
And this is also where we start getting the clues like, oh, Aegon's gonna join this battle also, which is the other twist that I was like so here for, but also I was instantly like, one or both of these two are gonna die. Speaking of Rhaenys and Aegon, like I knew instantly. I was like, one or both of them are dying.
Right. I love that Aegon just slowly like pushes this fucking. He's a cat, dude.
He literally
He's just a cat, dude.
Then he's so drunk, and then he just like has a quick snuggle with his dragon before he gets on. Like I loved everything about this ready up sequence.
Yes. Yeah.
So Rhaenys, maybe that's a thing, because I think Rhaenys snuggled with her dragon for a moment too, you know, whispering words of sweet nothings in their ears, you know. Mm-hmm. That's what dragons love, is sweet nothings whispered in their ear.
I'm sure you should write like
no reaction to that
romantasy about that, because I'm pretty sure
that's surely
I bet it exists.
At 100%.
People having sex with their dragons, absolutely.
That's in Shrek, my guy. Of course, that's a donkey has sex
dude.
With a dragon.
Wait, speaking of that, have you seen all the quick cuts of Alicent next to Fiona from Shrek? Like in the green and the red hair.
But yeah, that checks out.
It's so funny.
That checks out.
Yeah, it's very good.
That's good. Yeah. Speaking of Shrek.
I always got Shrek on my mind.
We always got Shrek on the mind. Shrek is love, Shrek is life. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta keep that motherfucking thing on me, dude.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
This sequence.
Yeah, dude. The music in the sequence is brilliant.
Yeah, very good.
It's such a good like build. And Rhaenys is readying herself while Rhaenyra tells Jace about the Song of Ice and Fire.
Yeah, it seems like she has neglected to do a lot of things since, you know.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that we see a different.
I hope
Rhaenyra.
That she's in ready mode now. Yes, I hope the switch has been flipped and she's ready to go. My fear is that now that she has lost Rhaenys, she's going to go back to square one. I hope that's not the case, but, you know, well, that's my fear.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true. I would like to think that Corlys would likely step in and play more of a role with her.
Sure. I would assume so.
I feel like he could kind of embody like
who is she? Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like she has to name a hand, but who the fuck is she? Like, it has to be Corlys at this point.
It's probably going to be Corlys at this point.
Like, she's got no one else that is even a remote candidate in my mind.
Yeah.
Maybe, what's the strong guy at Harrenhal with Daemon? Yeah, he'll be the hand.
Is it Lionel?
Maybe. I can't remember.
Anyway, no, Lionel was
yeah, Lionel was someone else. Lionel was Harwin's dad, right?
Yeah. Anyway, great montage. Aegon flies off on Sunfire.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how I really want to start talking about this last sequence.
It was something, man. This was a spectacle, and I enjoyed all of it.
This was fantastic.
It was fucking
man.
fire. So obviously the plan was to lure in a dragon. This is why Cole decided to attack in the day. And he has Aemond and Vhagar lying in wait. We signal. Vhagar is the biggest dragon in the world. We come and we take out a dragon. Aemond, after he sees Aegon flying in, suddenly gets other plans. Calls his brother an idiot and is like, maybe I'll just wait. Maybe I'll just wait a hot second.
See, that's not how I understood it.
Okay, well, how did you understand it?
I understood it as he sees the signal arrows and then sees Sunfire and is like, oh, that's not I think he thought that they signaled mistakenly. They signaled because they saw Sunfire.
No, I didn't take it that way at all. I took it as he saw the signal arrows. He was about to go. Vhagar was getting up. Then he sees Sunfire and Aegon going overhead, calls him an idiot, and then is like, wait, Vhagar, hold up a second. We're not going just yet.
To let Aegon get into the shit,
yes.
Is what you're saying.
Yes. 100%.
You're probably right.
Yeah. I think I am this time.
That tracks more with Aemond for sure.
Because then because I expected him to just let Rhaenys deal with Aegon, but he just comes in and does it himself. He's just like, fuck that. I'm not waiting that long. Rhaenys, you're taking too long. Meleys, you're taking too long. Dracarys,
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know how else to talk about this scene other than the whole sequence was incredible. The dragon fights were so cool. Meleys is a baller. Fought 2 dragons, the biggest one in the world also. Went down swinging. Man, when she was flying and she started to crest the castle, I was like, no, it's gonna come up from behind the fuck. How the fuck did it go over there so fast, by the way?
Vhagar has that instant transmission.
Vhagar is such a huge lumbering ass. How do you lose track of it, Rhaenys? I know there's a lot of smoke, but Vhagar is fucking enormous. I was like, no, don't fly over that castle. It's right. There it is. Yeah.
Get higher up, you fucker.
Yep. 100%.
Man, the moment that I may have loved, other than the spectacle, obviously, the moment that I may have loved the most here is after she has defeated Sunfire and kind of thrown, like she has just gotten out of the shit, but she knows that Vhagar's there. Obviously, Vhagar blew fire at both of them, but she knows that she fucked up Sunfire.
Right.
She's almost in a way flying away, getting a little bit of distance,
and then she turns back around.
And she has a moment of I can't go back. I have to try it and put a stop to this now.
Yes, I liked that moment a lot as well.
Oh my god! And I mean, I knew she would die when she volunteered herself, but that was the moment where it was she has come to terms that she is flying towards her death.
There were several moments where I 100% was just like, no, fly away. Your dragon's wounded. Just get the fuck out of there. But I knew it wasn't going to happen. Yes, that moment when she turns back around, I think she tells Meleys to attack again. And I'm just like, oh, you brave soul, you. I love you to death, but this is not. This ain't it. This ain't it.
This ain't it, man. But man, Meleys does have that old fucking claw move.
Oh
down.
Yeah, the claw move. That's the only damage Vhagar takes is the claw attack from Meleys, and obviously
a
she
little
also,
bit of random dragon fire.
Yeah, she fucked up. Well, fire cannot kill a dragon, Zach. I don't know if you knew this or not.
No, I know, but
fire can't kill a dragon. Although it seemed to kill Sunfire pretty well. Actually, now that I think about it.
She pierced the absolute fuck.
Yeah, but he was still up and flying. And then Vhagar came in and utterly roasted his ass. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there, like I said, the spectacle was truly amazing. There was some truly staggering shots. Like one in particular that really impressed me was after Cole like
Oh my
got
God.
up. There he was like after he
On
got
the hill?
knocked. Yes. He's like walking up a hill and there's this
Oh my
wide
God.
shot where it's like smoke and destruction in the background. And I'm like, this is just an amazingly beautiful shot. Like, holy shit.
Scott, dude.
Yeah.
Get out of my head,
I
pal.
can't. I won't. I refuse.
While you're at it, get out of my ass.
I fucking knew that was coming. Again, I refuse.
Yeah, also another great call out here is the battle music was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Man, this whole scene, this is like, I know I have recency bias, but like this is up there with like unbelievable battles in all of Game of Thrones, you know, and obviously, I mean,
had a bit of a hard home vibe to it for me. I think it, not like the specifics of the battle, but I think just like kind of the suddenness at the end of an episode with which it came on. Like, I feel like there wasn't nearly as much, I mean, obviously there was some, but there wasn't nearly as much build up to it as like, say, the Battle for the Wall or the Battle of Blackwater
Battle of the
or
Bastards.
the Battle of the Bastards, like where it was like several episodes in advance was leading to this. Now, obviously, we knew several episodes ago there was some battle was coming, but again, we assumed it was Harrenhal. And then just like mid-episode, it's like, we're going to Rook's Rest, and it's just going to be a regular old, you know, soldier scrapping. And now all of a sudden, where we thought, oh, maybe only one dragon will be involved. Okay, well, 2 dragons now. Oh, shit, now there's a 3rd dragon involved. It just kind of escalated quickly, you know what I'm saying, in that way,
Yeah.
where it was just like, oh, shit, this is happening, and this is happening now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There was also
I
several
can see
points
that.
where it cut to black, where I was like, "You motherfucker! If you end this episode right
Oh,
now,
yeah.
I'm gonna be tight. I'm gonna be so tight." I was like, "Don't you fucking dare end this episode right now."
So Cole wakes up on the battlefield in a shell-shocked state. And good on him. His first thought is, we need to find Aegon.
Yeah.
Like
king.
Aegon, the king has fallen. And obviously this battlefield is just nothing but destruction and death all around him. We get this glorious shot of him walking up the hill, which you called out.
So good.
And then he finds Sunfire.
Yep.
In the forest, and Aemond is already there.
I want to hear your thoughts about this, because it sounded like you have some conspiracy theories that I'm already here for.
I feel like we would have had a shot, like an actual shot of Aegon dead.
I don't disagree.
If he was dead, I think
with what you're saying.
I think this is my idea. I think that Aegon will live. But I think he's gonna be all fucked up. Like he might be crippled, like legs crushed. I mean, he's obviously gonna be burnt.
Yeah.
But like I think he's gonna be just like gross. And his biggest fear is not being loved and accepted and liked. And I think it's gonna turn him fucking nasty, dude.
I like this theory. I like it.
Because we would have we would have seen him.
A more definitive no, he is dead is what you're saying.
Yes,
I don't
absolutely.
disagree. Because I did think it's strange that they didn't really fully show us to him. They just kind of showed a heap of armor kind of nestled next to Sunfire there. But you
it's almost like
a clear shot of him.
They're holding off for, like, it seemed like they were holding off for a reveal, which is that he's going to be fucked up, is what I think.
You could be right. I wondered if you were going to go in a real conspiracy direction where, like, Aegon has come to terms with that he's not a good king and just kind of wants to get out. And this is some kind of Aemond Aegon
agreement.
Yeah. To like, you know what? I'll hand it over to you, brother, and I'll go drink and whore somewhere and, you know, fake death Laenor situation, you know.
Right.
That is a real reach, a real conspiracy, I realize, but when you mentioned
yeah,
that earlier, I was like, maybe that's what Zach's thinking.
That I could see that working if we didn't get the shot of Aemon being like, "Oh, you fucking idiot."
Right. Yes. True.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. No. You're probably right.
I think Aegon is alive and he's going to be fucked up.
Getting a little wild with the theories. I like your theory better. I hope that's the case, because like I said, if he is dead, I will certainly miss his character, and especially the actor on the show, like big time. So I hope you are correct in that he is burned and a little fucked up, and maybe that turns him a little crazy and nasty and just mean. Like, that could be very interesting.
Yeah, for sure. And also, it'll be a great showcase of how incredible Tom Glencarney is to be able to switch to that.
I mean, I don't think he needs any more showcase, but
I mean, yeah, sure. Scotty.
Yeah.
Anything else on the episode, man?
Man, it was a treat. It was a ride. I was here for it. I like what you said about the sense of urgency. It was palpable. Like I said, long before we got to the final sequence, I specifically thought to myself, oh, this is a much better episode than what we've getting. Like I said, I was starting to worry, and I think I voiced this concern at the end of last season. I was like, was it Patty that was just carrying my love for the show so much? Like, and now that he's fully gone and out of memory, like, is that why I'm having trouble forming any attachments to any of these characters? But this one, I feel like renewed my faith. Because there are still some great performances and some great scenes. Great episode, loved it.
Hell yeah. Do we have too much recency bias to ask where this battle ranks in like shown battles that we get to see in Game of Thrones?
Ooh, probably. That's so hard because most of the big ones that you think of are just so good.
Yeah. I mean, but dude, I think here's the thing: is like
this was better than the loot train attack for sure. Another battle involving dragons.
That is
a lot of people like that battle. I don't know why, but
the loot train battle.
They fucking have a hard on anytime they see a dragon get to breathe fire, Zach.
Yeah, that episode's not good.
Braun lost to some random Dothraki in that battle.
So here's the thing: is like a lot of the big battles are like our bottleneck episodes.
Yes, true.
In Game of Thrones, where the entirety of the episode is the battle or surrounding the battle.
Battle of the Bastards,
I think that even the fact that this was not a bottleneck episode, excuse me, I think the battle itself still holds against almost any battle that we see in Game of Thrones. Probably not Watchers on the Wall.
No.
And the episode as a whole was brilliant. Mind you, it wasn't all battle surrounded, but the episode as a whole was so good.
It was.
I think it's up there, man.
I will say, as much as I love Rhaenys and I love Aegon, the emotional investment for the characters involved is just not as high as like almost any other battle. Like you think about Blackwater, there are so many good characters that we care about in King's Landing.
Yeah.
Watchers on the Wall, nothing. I don't think anything will ever touch that. Battle of the Bastards was just so visceral, like in a way this one couldn't even be either.
Yeah.
And again, I think as much as I like Rhaenys and Aegon, it's the emotional attachment to the characters involved in those other battles that truly carry them. I would, like I said,
I think I'd put this over Hardhome.
I would put it like similar to Hardhome. Like it's right there. I don't know if I could say one way or the other. Like you said, the recency is makes it a little tough.
Sure,
but it's like right in that tier for me. I'm with you.
I mean, that's incredible praise. No, that's so good.
Yeah, absolutely. Hardhome is sick as hell.
Hell yeah, Scott. Who won this episode for you?
I don't want to say it's Aemond, but it's probably Aemond.
It's Rhaenys for me.
Oh yeah, you might be right too about that.
No, it's Rhaenys, dude. She is just brilliant.
She is a baller.
She went out like a baller, took out a dragon, and went to face down a much larger dragon.
All right. I'll shake to Rhaenys. Shouts to Alicent. I loved all her scenes. Shouts to Aegon. Obviously, we gave them both a lot of shine. Yeah, I'll shake to Rhaenys. Rhaenys rules. We've gotten into Rhaenys, I feel like, a lot.
She deserves it, man.
Yeah, and this is the last time we can do it. I don't think there's any world where she survived that fall. We're talking about Aegon possibly surviving.
No,
I don't think we could
Rhaenys.
quite go
Okay,
that far.
one thing I wanted to call out, and I'm going to shout out Amanda here, because she's the one that she was asking me questions about Vhagar.
Uh-huh.
And we were talking about Vhagar's previous writers. And it came up that Laena was Vhagar's previous writer.
Right.
And Amanda was like, wait, hold on. Vhagar was Laena's dragon, and Laena was Rhaenys' daughter. Like, that's also just so heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, true. I didn't even think of
Turn
that.
and face that down, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
that is messed up. I forgot that was that's her daughter. Yeah, 100%.
Oh, it's so good, dude.
Man.
This fucking episode is great.
Interested to see in how Corlys and Rhaenyra react to this. Like, are they gonna be crushed and like we're gonna have to go through them like, you know, like reeling for a bit, or are they gonna hopefully spring into action and, you know, mount some of a resistance or a counterattack? I don't know.
Yeah. I think that so my predictions here are this. I think one, when word reaches Daemon, I think this is gonna really fuck him up.
Sure.
Because he's been like, I think we're gonna see a pretty rampant Daemon.
I still think his current dragon is 100% dying before the end of the season.
I could see that.
I think,
and honestly, I could see it challenging. Like, I could see it dying with him challenging Vhagar.
Well, I think that's
Aemond.
who it has to be. I think,
sure.
Because we didn't touch on this, but was that supposed to be like an older Aemond he saw in Harrenhal, or was that supposed to be him with an eye patch? I couldn't really tell.
I think it was just like, I think it was supposed to be like an Aemond,
but older.
Like, no, I think it was supposed to be him, but like embodying Aemond.
Okay, whatever. It was bizarre, whatever it was. I 100% think he's gonna try and go attack Vhagar. Like, I mean, maybe as soon as next episode, I don't know. And get his dragon killed. But I think he will survive because I still think his next dragon is gonna be that one he was singing to at the end of last season, excuse me. I said this prediction before, but I'm more sure of it than ever now.
So I think Daemon is going to lose his shit because despite the quarrels that he's had with Rhaenys, I think there was
respect,
unbelievable amount of respect for her, and to know that Vhagar took another ally. I think he's going to lose his fucking mind. I also think that we have to assume that the Starks are going to get involved in
fucking
some,
hope so.
like, because we saw this, the whole season started with this.
Yeah.
Like,
I want to see Cregan Stark again. God damn it.
Yeah, truly, man. I really do. So, yeah, man, it's there's a lot to look forward to here.
Yeah. Only 3 episodes left? No, this was 4.
8 episodes.
Yeah, so we have 4 episodes.
So 4
left.
more.
Okay.
Jeez. What are you rating this?
Oh, 9.
9.5 for me.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about this episode up there with the greats, man. Like, this is
some
of
the
the best
we?
material.
Thank you for telling.
Like, I'm saying we are comparing it to some of the greats,
I know.
Like, and if it's in that conversation, even like,
it was a good episode.
This is some of the best stuff that we've ever gotten from this world.
It's had
incredible.
Phenomenal pacing and phenomenal balance. Not only did we get the quieter, really good conversations and character moments, but then it had the sick ass, the spectacle at the end. Right. So it had just, the best of both worlds for the commons and for us, more connoisseurs alike. So
hell yeah.
That wasn't pretentious at all, was it?
No, not at all. Not at all. We don't do that here.
Somebody's going to step up
listen,
and tell the
if you guys
boy
are
how to
listening or watching for the first time, please be sure to hit the follow button or the subscribe button. It would mean the world. We are talking about House of the Dragon every single week. We are also talking about our very first time reading the ACOTAR series. We are currently in book 2.
Hell yeah.
We've just gotten that going. So if you are hearing this and you don't know of us and you're a fan of those books, go listen to those episodes too. We would appreciate it. I should have had this ready.
Oh, I got
Forgive
it ready.
me.
Quick
You got it
shout
ready?
to the
Go ahead and do it.
patrons.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We love our patrons. Quick shout out to Jordan, Nathan, Jen, Allie, Chaz, Jenna, Terrence, Andrea, Emma, Kristen, Sarah, and Hannah. We love you guys the most of all. But we love everyone.
Most.
Thank you for watching and supporting us in any way that you can.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.